partially in the mud, submerged or buried under some mud, had been there for some period of time.
And his Lieutenant Colonel friend both thought the craft to be extraterrestrial, but did not relay this to the surface out of fear of psych evaluations and to not risk communication interception. The surface LPH vessel ordered the DSRV unit to return with still photography and video of the craft. We do need to quickly address the markings on the side of the craft that Mark relayed.
And there were markings on the side of it, which were in the skin itself.
And how would you describe those markings?
You know, and I've heard this before. People try to say hieroglyphics and all of this. It was not any language or marking which we would typically see, Russian, Arabic, nothing we were trained or had seen previously.
But hieroglyphic like.
Well, I'll say hieroglyphic like, but more geometric patterns. There weren't large walking individuals with bird heads, and you know, when I think of hieroglyphics, I think of individuals with a head like a bird or a wolf, and then human body. This didn't have those type of patterns. It was more geometric shapes, but you could tell some of the actual characters repeated. Quite a bit of it was in mud, and then there would be gaps were out of mud, but you could see some repeating of the character.
I have covered in great detail the high-confidence 1965 Kecksburg, Pennsylvania crash retrieval in which numerous town residents observed U.S. military forces retrieve and transport a 12-foot acorn-like bronze craft. Many such witnesses described hieroglyphic-style writing around the circumference of the lower lip of the craft, and additionally, Danny Sheehan has stated in the classified Project Blue Book files, he has seen images of a crashed UFO saucer that displayed geometric hieroglyphic-style characters along its circumference. This is a fascinating detail and connection to these other cases. After 12 hours of waiting after returning to the surface, the DSRV crew was ordered to dive again, this time taking a marine archaeologist. The archaeologist made sketches of the craft and even traveled down with his own personal computer.
Where did this go from there? I mean, now you've got this thing ID'd. Were you suddenly out of the picture, or?
Well, we're in the picture up to the point where we're rigging and recovering. As I said, we took down a marine archaeologist. And one thing that was very interesting, that this individual, we actually monitored currents, did some things, temperatures and such at the site. He was making quite a bit of notes, and you know, really not making a lot of comment, but he did make the comment when we asked, you know, is this recent? Because there was no disturbed area around it. Best way to describe it. It looked like it had been in place. And he said that it wasn't any more recent than at least 30 to 40 years, which really threw us back, because this thing looked like something beyond, you know, where we're at development-wise aircraft. And I still hadn't ruled out that it was not experimental aircraft at this point, someone's. But the point that he made, that the buildup of the silt mud in the front end would appear that this has probably been in place for a period of 30 years, or somewhere in the range 30 to 40 years.